Ancient texts and symbols are some of the primary sources of information on what life was like in ancient civilizations and periods. A little crevice for archaeologists and scholars who are in the hopes of shedding light to the questions leaving everyone in awe. Today on History in Minutes, we'll decipher the top 4 glyphs that are somewhat alien to the rest of us. Edfu Temple. The city of Edfu has various names associated with it. The ancient Egyptians called it Bedet, and the Greek and Romans named it Apollonopolis, which was a reference to Horus, the city's main deity, who the Greeks equated with their god Apollo. Even though Edfu is primarily known for its Ptolemaic temple, the city has a rich history that dates back much further. The Edfu Temple is famed to be the best preserved shrine in Egypt, located on the western banks of the Nile, about 465 miles south of Cairo. The temple was said to have been made for the Egyptian god with a falcon head, Horus. It is also the second largest shrine in Egypt, at 137 meters long by 79 meters wide and 35 meters high. Believed to be built between 237 and 57 BC, this splendid shrine itself holds Egypt's very own mythology right on its walls. Despite the decline of the Ptolemaic dynasty, the construction of the Temple of Edfu resulted in a remarkable structure, as previously stated. This temple ranks as the second largest temple in Egypt, with the Temple of Karnak being the largest. The Temple of Edfu is composed of a primary entrance, a courtyard, and a chapel aligned along a central axis. Because of its uncomplicated design, the Temple of Edfu is deemed to be the finest and most representative example of a traditional Egyptian temple. Facing south, the monumental gateway, or pylon, of the Temple of Edfu is among its most remarkable features. Standing at an impressive height of 36 meters, the construction of the pylon gate was started during the reign of Ptolemy IX, while it is assumed that the pylon was finished later, as depicted by the remarkable colossal reliefs on it that portray Ptolemy XII. In these reliefs, the pharaoh is shown holding his enemies by their hair and poised to strike them. This is the typical depiction of a pharaoh as the victorious conqueror of Egypt's adversaries. The Temple of Edfu prospered during the Roman era, despite the decline of the Ptolemaic kingdom, until it was abandoned in the late 4th century AD due to Emperor Theodosius' ban on paganism. Auguste Mariette rediscovered and excavated the temple in 1860. Aside from its magnificent architecture, the Temple of Edfu is known for its impressive inscriptions, which cover the walls of the monument and are collectively known as the Edfu texts. These texts are considered to be one of the most important sources for the Ptolemaic period, as they provide insight into the political history, administration, and religious ideas of the time. Although the study of the Edfu texts began with Mariette's excavation, earlier publications were not very accurate due to poor working conditions. The first reliable study of the Edfu texts was carried out by another French Egyptologist, Émile Chassanet, who copied the inscriptions and reliefs over a period of 40 years, resulting in 8 volumes of hieroglyphic texts, 2 volumes of sketches, and 4 volumes of photographs. The translations of the texts were not consistent until the Edfu project was initiated in 1986 by Dieter Kurth, a professor of Egyptology at the University of Hamburg. The project aims to provide a complete translation of the Edfu inscriptions that meets the requirements of both linguistics and literary studies. Copan, Honduras. Found in Central America, Copan, now known as Western Honduras, was once the cradle of the budding Mayan civilization. For almost 400 years, the Mayan civilization used the site as a hub for political, civil, and religious activities. Among the impressive ruins at the location, the most remarkable is the stairway in the Temple Pyramid of Structure 26. Commissioned by the 14th governor of Copan, Kaak Joplaj Shan Kaawil, the nearly 30-meter-high construction contains approximately 2,000 glyphs, forming the longest known Mayan text. The stairs offer a rare glimpse into the Copan Valley's rich history and the culture that governed it for centuries. Initially, experts were puzzled by the hieroglyphs on the stairs. They later discovered that the symbols listed the names of 16 kings, their births, deaths, and significant events during their reigns. However, early archaeologists who reconstructed the stairs in the 1930s moved the stone blocks around without fully understanding Mayan syntax, resulting in a confusing layout. Today, only the bottom 15 stairs are in their original positions. Despite the disorder, researchers have determined that the stairs highlight the history of the 12th king, Ka'ak-utai Hai Kaui, whose burial site was discovered inside the pyramids supporting the staircase. Although there is still much to learn from the ancient writings, the staircase has remained untouched for thousands of years and was designated a World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 1980. To protect it from the elements, the stairs are now covered. Valka Monica, Italy. Valka Monica, located in the Lombardy region, holds a vast collection of prehistoric petroglyphs, showcasing more than 140,000 symbols and figures etched into the rock for over 8,000 years. These carvings depict themes related to agriculture, navigation, war, and magic, making it one of the most significant collections of its kind in the world. Valka Monica's rock drawings are petroglyphs from prehistoric times etched into the gray-purple Permian sandstone of the Carmonica Valley, extending 90 kilometers across Lombardy's Italian provinces of Brescia and Bergamo. The valley is named after Comuni, its inhabitants during the Iron Age. Carved into 2,500 rocks dispersed throughout the valley, the area's artistic legacy provides an extraordinary representation of ancient humans' daily life and spirituality. The drawings date back to the Epipaleolithic era, which is 20,000 to 10,000 BP, and span the medieval times, 476 to 1453 CE, with the Iron Age, 1200 BCE to 200 CE, being the most well-represented period. The sandstone in the Carmonica Valley displays between 200,000 and 300,000 incisions that correspond to every drawing on each of the specific timelines mentioned. The archaeological site is exceptional, as the figures were created over 8,000 years ago and have survived almost unscathed to this day. The rock drawings of Valka Monica became part of a UNESCO World Heritage List in 1979, marking the first Italian site to receive such recognition. Central Coast, Australia. For many years, people living in the New South Wales Central Coast area have been discussing whether a set of hieroglyphs carved into a rock face in Brisbane Water National Park are real or not. Some people believe that they are from ancient Egypt. Brave explorers have climbed up the narrow passage between two rock faces to inspect the symbols, which include pictures of Anubis and the name of King Khufu in a cartouche, among others. Although the area is famous for its many Aboriginal petroglyphs, this unusual set of rock carvings were first discovered in the 1970s and have been the subject of much debate since then. Some people think they may have been created by two Egyptian princes who were shipwrecked in Australia, while others believe that they are a long-lasting prank. Some locals suggest that a creative person living in the area made them, or that they reflect the Egyptology trend that followed the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb. Despite the fact that Egyptologists who have studied the glyphs believe that they are fake and contain inconsistencies and mistakes, many residents still believe they are genuine. Regardless of who made them, the hieroglyphs, hidden deep in the Australian bush, are an impressive sight. This ends today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content worth your every minute.